Oh, AC. Turn that off for a second. Alright, I want to make a video mostly about Captains of Crush, the silver ones, versus Gods of Grip. I only got the last three, the 5, the 6, and the 7 of the Gods of Grip. These other black ones here, they're largesse. So the first thing I want to say is, and they're mixed in between, because these ones here on the top 2 rows I have in order of weakest to strongest, and then I got my Gods of Grip. I just stuck them down there. So yeah, the first thing I want to say is the Gods of Grip and the Captains of Crush are $35 a piece. All 6 of my largesse go from $100 to $350. The whole set was $35. So really the biggest takeaway here is, if you just want to work on your grip and you don't care about certifying your grip strength, just get the largesse, the full set. They got the coated spring. They'll last a good long time, and they're plenty hard. The 300 is probably harder than the Gods of Grip 300, but not quite as hard as the Captains of Crush 3, which is the 300. And that's not RGC rating. I don't RGC rate my grippers. I don't care that much. I just want to do the certify. I do care enough to certify, which is why I bought all the Captains of Crush. I still need the 3.5 and the 4, and then I got all the 3 hardest Gods of Grip, the 5, the 6, and the 7. Oh. So yeah, I got the Captains of Crush because I wanted to certify, but you need to do a credit card set, and the first one you can certify with is the 3, and I can barely close it. So credit card setting it is still a good year away, or less, or more, about that. And then I bought the last 3 Gods of Grip because the certification is like, what is this, 20 millimeters? I don't know millimeters very well. It's a little over an inch. It's 1 1/8 inches. And that, hopefully I'll do my first certification at the end of the video, because I've closed the 6, which is the first one you can certify on. I've closed it twice, last week and the week before that. So maybe I'll get it with the set this time, maybe not. We'll see. I also want to try a table no set on the Captains of Crush 2.5 as well in this video at the end. But the first discrepancy we have with these, let's talk about handle width. So this handle is the thinnest one at it's 3/4 of an inch shy. So that's a 32nd shy of 3/4 of an inch. And then the next thickest handles are the Captains of Crush, and they are exactly 3/4 of an inch. And then the thickest handles are the Gods of Grip. It looks like 13/16. Now, I think that's enough about the comparing with the largesse. Everything that doesn't matter. The largesse have a uniform, pretty much a uniform width apart. They're all pretty much within about 1/8 of each other. And the same goes for, I don't know if you can see, but the same goes for these. I think these 2 are the biggest difference apart. If I can get them lined up, it's hard to keep them lined up. And then turn them to face you. It's even harder to do, but you'll have to just trust me probably on that. Yeah, it's pretty close. And that's the biggest thing I like about these over Captains of Crush. All uniform, basically, whereas the Captains of Crush have a ton of discrepancy between their widths. Let's just grab the 1.5 and the 2. We'll start with these. See if I can get them lined up. See, these are pretty close. That's pretty good. I'll keep the 1.5 and grab the 2.5, and this one is closer together. So yeah, you can already see a big difference there. The 2.5 on my right hand is much closer together. But now if we take this 2.5 and compare it to my 3, which is my widest apart one, there is a huge difference, a very huge difference. So I'm not a big fan of that. The other thing I like about the Gods of Grip is there's space in between all the coils on every single one of them, whereas on the Captains of Crush, they're touching, which is another reason you'll want to oil them, besides them getting rusty. And there's the next thing we'll talk about. Because they don't have the coating, every 6 months you're going to need to oil all your Captains of Crush, so they're going to need maintenance. I've only had them for a year, and I've only had these for 8 months or so, or less. But as long as you don't get them scratched, I assume you're not going to need to oil them. But I do anyway, just because I'm already oiling half my grippers when I do the Captains of Crush, so I just go ahead and do them all. But I don't think you'll actually need to on those. Yeah, and so just with the springs being apart, the handles being uniform distance, the certification being slightly easier. If you have smaller hands, I don't know if I talked about that, but you need the credit card width, which is like that wide to certify with Captains of Crush on the 300. That's where it starts. And then on the 300 with Gods of Grip, the number 6, 20 millimeters or an inch. Yeah, we did talk about that. All right, so I guess that's really everything, isn't it? So let's see. I'll just show you how I usually start with this one here. I don't use chalk at the beginning. I'm going to do just micro reps to warm up. $40 or $50. That was the number 1. You got the bands. I recommend getting some sort of bands to go with your grippers if you're going to get into it. And I'll do these lightly in between just to get the extensors warmed up as well. But I'm not going to go crazy with these. I'm just going to warm up in between my gripping warm up. And I'll grab the 1.5. And when you're doing these, typically they have a straight side and a curved side. And you want to put the straight side into your thumb and press your thumb forward, almost like you're squeezing the trigger on a weapon. It's pretty much the same kind of a thing. In fact, if you're into pistol shooting and stuff, you can grab a lighter gripper than this and practice your pistol squeeze grip like that. I can't even believe I can squeeze that one finger that much. That's pretty good. But another 30 or 40. Alright, I'm actually a little sweaty this morning. I'm going to chalk up a little early. Normally I don't chalk up till I get to the 2.5, but I think we'll chalk up for the 2. Just a little bit. And I'll move up in bands. The yellow ones, warm up again with those. Yeah, so once again, if you're just going to train, and that's all you care about, you don't care about the certifying part, you got to get the Lodge S. $35, you get 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, and a 350, as opposed to spending $35 a piece. Captains of Crush and Gods of Grip are all the same price. Although right now I just looked on Gods of Grip because I forgot how much they were, and they're $5 off. So if you want to get them, jump on it. Yeah, again, I did another 40 with the number 2. And now I'm warmed up. I'm going to try to table no set this number 2.5 after I give myself a little break. I'm going to show you the number on here. I have to look at my camera. Is it coming in there? Whoa, shelf broke on me. Got bad lighting right here. Maybe I don't need to do that. I'll have to edit this. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty annoying. Yep, can't get it to read. I think that's the best we're going to get. That's the 2.5. Jeez, what a hassle. What a hassle to get them damn cameras to read these things. I tell you, it makes me frustrated every time. Now, normally I do 10 micro reps on the 2.5, not to wear myself out before the 3. But this time we're going to try to table no set it. I've done this before, just not on camera, so it's very hard. Nah. Yeah, that's pretty rough. That's not a good sign though for hitting the 3 with the certification. See, the credit card set, it's like, it's a little ridiculous. You might as well be table no set, and it's only like a ½ inch difference. So see if I can credit card set it. Credit card setting I find is harder because I lose all the momentum. See how far I gotta open it? It's still not in there. Kind of counts, I guess. But I can't close it really because when I opened it again, this part slid back, and so it slid to a place where it's pretty much impossible to close. Don't steal my credit card number. Appreciate that. All right, well, still got to do some on the right, on the left hand. And then we'll try to get that certification on the GOG number. Woo, my left hand is taxed for some reason. I'm hitting the punching bag yesterday too many times. Barely could do that. All right, let's, while I'm resting, let's see if we can get a camera to read the Elite number 6 camera. Hates reading my grippers. Hey, got it right off the bat. Look at that. Now this one is the Gods of Grips are hard to tell which spring is straight and which one is the curved one. I'll try it this way. Setting it down here. Getting the more chalk. Feeling pretty good. I don't expect it to close, but yeah, I got it the last time I tried it, I got about 1/8 of the way. Time before that, I was 3/16. Honestly, I'll be happy if we're staying in that range. All right. Dang, I think it did not close. Oh, but maybe we got a 16th. You know, if we got to a 16th, I'll be really happy. And maybe, definitely think I'm closing it within a month. Maybe sooner. Hopefully 2 weeks. All right, I think that's everything. These little law adjusts are pretty great. I haven't closed this law adjust 300 yet. And check marks I usually put on grippers I have closed or have videos of me closing. Forgot to do that one. So let's see if we can just close this one real quick. That's the 300. I don't know if you can read it. It's right here. Don't really care that much about this one, so yeah. Woo. Yeah, see, this one is harder than the God's Grip Elite number 6, but not as hard as my Captain's Crush number 3. Just squeeze on this one real quick. Oh, this one is so wide, even setting it is difficult. Golly. I could probably go further if I hadn't taxed myself trying to close the 6 and this one real first, but the closest I've ever gotten my number 3 is about 1/4 of an inch. All right, and then I guess real quick at the end of the video while we're here, I like to do for the training, I like to do now that I've done my warm up and my hard closes, then after this I'll do my actual training. I'll go back to like a 2.5 sometimes, and just try to get some of this going like that. Or I'll grab, if I'm feeling a little extra strong, I'll grab a harder gripper like the number 7, and I'll work on hold. So I'll use my left hand to get it as closed as much as I can and hold it, but not today. I feel yeah, you hear that pop? My pinky is being taxed right now, so I might do my holds on the number 6 that I'm working on, and I'll just get it in there and then close it and just try to hold it, close it, try to hold it. That's good training. And then just working your way, once you've done enough holds, you just work your way down the path and do more full range stuff like that. And then eventually I'll get down to these light grippers and I'll work on my thumb like this. Just does the thumb pad. And then I do this pad here by sticking it right there like that. And then you can isolate these 2 fingers or just the pinky, or like I said, you can work on your trigger finger grip. And yeah, these are great. Get the law adjust. The law adjust will definitely make you want to certify and get God's Grip or Captain's Crush. So yeah, if you're wanting to pick between the 2, I'm sorry, Captain's Crush, as much as I love your grippers, God's Grip, they win.